this man raised the bar of leadership in Nigeria. He raised the bar of leadership in Nigeria. Since he left office, can you believe that this man does not take anything, not even like a penny from the Anambra State government? And while he was there, he was a man that built up Anambra State. Anambra State used to be almost educationally disadvantaged.
Alright guys, so there's been a lot of conversation going around Reno Omokri attacking Mr. Peter Obi, saying a number of things about Mr. Peter Obi. Personally, I don't take this man serious. I don't take him serious. He's a two-faced individual. I saw through him even when he was claiming to be a pastor, dropping his nugget. I saw through him that he is a very, very unstable human being and a very unserious human being. Reno is anywhere beneficial and is a very shameless human being. So, but this video I'm making is to show you all the good things he has said about Mr. Peter Obi and why he suddenly turned around to start attacking Mr. Peter Obi. There is a reason why he's attacking Mr. Peter Obi, and I'm going to expose it to you all in this video. So before then, I want you to listen to all the good things he said about Mr. Peter Obi, and I'll also play you the video of what he said about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We'll be back to have a proper discussion about this man called Reno Omokri.
I just want to tell you, I'm with my friend here, Governor Peter Obi. We're in DC. We came in for the National Prayer Breakfast. But you see, I listened to this man. I listened to Governor Peter Obi. And, ex-Governor Peter Obi, the plans, the ideas, this man raised the bar of leadership in Nigeria. He raised the bar of leadership in Nigeria. Since he left office, can you believe that this man does not take anything, not even like a penny from the Anambra State government? And while he was there, he was a man that built up Anambra State. Anambra State used to be almost educationally disadvantaged. And then in less than 2 years, he brought them to be #1. He left that state with a reserve. Look, we need people like this. I'm so proud of Governor Obi. I listened to him today and, I was taught, like, do we have fellows like this in Nigeria? I'm very proud of this man. Look at everything that he has touched. He made money for himself in the private sector. He made money for Anambra State in government. Anambra State doesn't borrow money. Are you aware of that? These bailout funds that the current administration is giving states, Anambra State, he left enough for Anambra State. I'm very proud of this man. Governor Obi, please just say something to my followers, to my fans.
Well, thank you, all of you. All I'm saying is that we have no other country except Nigeria. We must work hard to build it. We must build it. It's our country. We cannot bequeath our children and those coming after us anarchy. We will bequeath them a better country.
Now you heard it. God bless you. Talk to you guys later.
As far as I'm concerned, I would prefer to have the best president, the best president of Nigerian origin. And if you ask me, if you're going to ask me, who do I think will make the best president, I would say, and it's going to upset a lot of people, but I would say Peter Obi. Peter Obi will be an absolutely fabulous president. If Peter Obi were president of Nigeria, Nigeria would be like Dubai in a matter of years.
Are you shocked? Don't be shocked. Now, that's Reno Omokri on Mr. Peter Obi. And then the same man is now working for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has been saying good things about Tinubu presidency, saying he doesn't need an appointment, and he's just saying it as it is, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the best thing that's happened to Nigeria. Okay, now let me play you what he said about Bola Ahmed Tinubu before now. So I'll be back at the end of this day. We're going to have a proper discussion about this man. So this is what we call unmasking Reno Omokri fully.
Recently, Bola Tinubu's spokesman, a man by the name of Kehinde Bamigbeto, who was his chief press secretary while he was governor and an immediate past commissioner for information in Lagos State, responded to my revelations about Bola Tinubu's drug past, and he wrote that the fact that Bola Tinubu is able to go in and out of the United States is proof that Bola Tinubu has nothing to hide. Now, that's not true. He's just trying to play tricks on the minds of unsuspecting Nigerians. Bola Tinubu is a permanent resident holder, so that means he's a green card holder. He can go in and out of the United States even though he's been involved in a drug cartel. Even in Nigeria, we've got several prominent people. I know them. I don't want to mention their names, including the son of a former military head of state, who are in similar situations. They're able to go in and out of the United States. It is the section 212, paragraph 8 of the Immigration and Nationalization Act that deals on that. And if you study that, you can Google it, you can see that it doesn't apply to Bola Tinubu. So the fact that he goes in and out of the United States, it's not any proof that he's not a known drug lord. Bola Tinubu is a known drug lord. And if you read his response to me, Kehinde Bamigbeto, he did not deny that. It's a fact. And then he also said that, well, it was a forfeiture of assets, and if it's a forfeiture of assets, then Bola Tinubu is not a criminal. Listen, I'm going to read for you something on the website of the Department of Justice, and I'm going to put it in the description box of this video so you can watch it yourself. Now, I'm quoting, "Assets forfeiture is designed to deprive criminals," look at that word, criminals, "of the proceeds of their crimes." So when Bola Tinubu voluntarily agreed to an asset forfeiture judgment against him, which was a plea bargain. Incidentally, what happened is that the FBI had taken him to court, and then rather than go through a trial, he reached what they call a plea bargain, which is that he agreed with the United States Department of Justice, and then they settled. So part of the settlement was that he gave up $460,000 drug money to the government. So it's an asset forfeiture. You know, he does not have the right to say that he was not convicted or is not a criminal. He is a criminal. And so that's what I'm trying to tell Nigerians. This has nothing to do. Nobody is paying me. Nobody is hyping me. I'm doing this for patriotic.
Now, that's the kind of man some of you take serious. You can see that this man is an unstable man, and I'm sure he needs help. Something is seriously wrong with Reno Omokri, because I don't understand how an enlightened man will be behaving the way he's behaving. We all know Fani Kayode, is what he is, who he is because of what he's doing. But Reno Omokri, help. Alright, so let's go to why Reno Omokri is really angry with Mr. Peter Obi, because there must have been something that Mr. Peter Obi have done to Reno Omokri that is making him this angry with Mr. Peter Obi. The 2019 presidential election was conducted, and Mr. Peter Obi contested with Atiku Abubakar as the vice presidential candidate. But that election was lost, and they said Buhari won the election. But then there was a general belief that PDP won the election, but Muhammadu Buhari rigged the election. And another conspiracy came up that during the court process, there was an agreement between President Buhari and Atiku Abubakar to soft pedal on his judicial process, that once President Buhari is done in his office, he's going to hand over power to Atiku Abubakar. He's going to use his influence to ensure that power is being retained in the north. So that was the reason why Atiku Abubakar did not push forward through his judicial process, and he did not do enough to win that case. The moment the judicial process was done, Atiku Abubakar flew to Dubai, and nobody heard about him again till a year or 2 years to the next election. He came back and contested again with Wike, and then Peter Obi now declared, because there was so much pressure on him, the youth wanted him to contest the election. Peter Obi now said, okay, he's going to contest the election. But then the monetization of the primaries in PDP, he could not compete with the people with Wike and Atiku Abubakar. He left PDP and joined the Labour Party. That was the beginning of the end of PDP, because there was all hope that PDP was going to win that election with Mr. Peter Obi. They did their calculation, they did their permutation, and they discovered that it was because of Mr. Peter Obi that made the PDP to secure that huge amount of vote in 2019. So with Peter Obi in PDP, and again he's going to be as a vice presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar. Peter Obi will be the first presidential candidate to Atiku Abubakar in PDP. With that, PDP will win the election. All the hopes they had was on Mr. Peter Obi to help PDP to win the election. But Mr. Peter Obi left the PDP and joined Labour Party. Reno Omokri is a fugitive. He's been in the United Kingdom since Goodluck Jonathan left power. He has been there because he has a case to answer with the EFCC. The Shopee money was left under his custody, and that was what he ran away with. All the hopes of the PDP was that they were going to take over power from President Muhammadu Buhari. But Mr. Peter Obi, joining the Labour Party, dashed that hope. With the rise of the obedient movement, the 1 million man march. Before the 1 million man march that was taking place across the country, there was a work for Mr. Peter Obi before the PDP primary. The obedient went on the street and pleaded with PDP to give Peter Obi the ticket. So they all saw the force that Mr. Peter Obi carried. They saw the force he carried. But because of money politics in the PDP, they did not allow Mr. Peter Obi to get that ticket. Peter Obi left and went to the Labour Party. That is the beginning of his feud with Mr. Reno Omokri. Since then, Reno Omokri has been throwing all manner of insult, all manner of attack against Mr. Peter Obi. The election was conducted and Bola Ahmed Tinubu won the election. If you watch, Mr. Peter Obi got 6 million plus votes. Atiku Abubakar got 7 million plus votes. Combine Atiku Abubakar's vote and Mr. Peter Obi's vote, you saw the permutation they had. With Mr. Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar in one ticket, PDP would have won that election. But Peter Obi, leaving PDP to the Labour Party, destroyed all their hopes of winning election. He also destroyed the hope of Reno Omokri to at least have a ministerial slot, a ministerial portfolio under the PDP. That is the reason why Reno Omokri has vowed that as long as he lives, he's going to keep attacking Mr. And he's not the only one. There were so many of them that have positioned themselves. They've positioned themselves. A lot of persons have positioned themselves to collect political gain. You have people like Segaling, you have people like Deji, you have people like Odan. So many of them. They even held a Twitter space that Mr. Peter Obi has not come to consult them. That they are not going to support Mr. Peter Obi until he comes to consult them. Unknowingly to them, a new dispensation was breeding up, and that was the beginning of the obedient movement. Peter Obi conducted his election campaign without spending any money on political gig. The obedient movement completely took over the social media space and they drove the narrative. Spoiled so many of them their businesses, all their political gig. None of them could secure any political gig. Today, Segaling has gone into oblivion. Deji has gone into oblivion. Or dance. The only thing they know about is to attack Mr. Peter Obi. That is the reason why you see them attacking Mr. Peter Obi. After the election was, during the election campaign, you all saw how Reno Omokri said all manner of things against him. He called Bola Ahmed Tinubu a criminal, a drug lord. He called him a drug lord. But today, he's supporting the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You know why? After the election was conducted, Bola Ahmed Tinubu knew that there was an issue in that election. He knew there was an issue in that election. He knew he didn't win that election. Everyone knew that Mr. Peter Obi won the election. And they need to start that because they did not take Mr. Peter Obi serious. The obedient movement, they didn't take them serious. They thought it was just a normal social media rant. Until Mr. Peter Obi trashed Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos. That was when their eye clear. If you watch, the Lagos election was bloody. It was war. They all came out fully to ensure that what happened in the presidential election will not happen in the gubernatorial election. So after the election, they have to start recruiting people, social media warlord, to ensure that their daily duties is to pour murky waters on Mr. Peter Obi. That is why you see Daniel Bwala, who is a spokesperson to Atiku Abubakar, has not been recruited as well. They're not going to be given any position so that it will look like the reason why they are doing all these things is because they want a political office. They are not going to be given. Their job is to come online and say all manner of rubbish against Mr. Peter Obi. And that's why you see Reno Omokri asking Mr. Peter Obi, obedient to show a project that Mr. Peter Obi initiated and commissioned. When Peter Obi took over Anambra State, there were so many schools in Anambra State. So many schools. But every one of them were in comatose. They were all dead. Peter Obi started renovating those schools. And I'm going to give you a list of all the schools he renovated. So many schools. He built the Igbarian campus from scratch. Those of you on social media that are replying to Reno Omokri, telling him that Peter Obi did this. Reno Omokri is aware of what Mr. Peter Obi did. You saw what he said about Mr. Peter Obi. How Mr. Peter Obi rejuvenated the educational sector in Anambra State. How can somebody who made education education in Anambra State 26 and took Anambra State to first. Today, Anambra State is still enjoying the legacy of Mr. Peter Obi, and you come on and you're asking of the school he established. Does that really sound logical? And some of you are engaging him, you are trying to prove him wrong. You don't need to prove that man wrong. He knows what he's doing. Reno Omokri is on assignment, and his assignment is to try to diminish the name and personality of Mr. Peter Obi. That is his work. So there is no need of you trying to engage him. He knows it. When it comes to the social media space, it has already been won by the obedient. There is nothing you are going to say that is going to change the narrative. All they will do is try to buy the local medias, so that this media will be able to carry news about Mr. Peter Obi. It pains my heart to see you taking Reno Omokri serious. At least by now you should have known the kind of person he is. He is doing an assignment. If you watch, after Bola Tinubu was sworn, he met with Nuhu Ribadu. He met with him, and that assignment has been given to him, and that is what he is doing. He's earning his pay. There is no need to engage him. He's lost. He's just trying to survive. Whatever he's saying does not have any effect on Mr. Peter Obi. Not a single effect on Mr. Peter Obi. And I'm so much happy that Peter Obi has not even been giving him the attention he's craving for. Peter Obi has completely ignored him. That is why he's angry. And he will keep doing whatever he's doing. Look at Fani Kayode. He did everything he did for Bola Tinubu. Not a single appointment was given to him. Today, it's Fani Kayode talking. He's not talking. The same thing is happening to Reno Omokri, because Tinubu is very vindictive. Everything Reno Omokri said about Bola Tinubu is aware of it. He's aware of it. He's aware of it. No single appointment will be given to him. He would rather be used and done. So allow Reno Omokri. He's just angry because he lost the opportunity to return back to Nigeria, to become an essay, to have a ministerial slot. Peter Obi destroy it. But a greater damage is coming to him, because Peter Obi will become the president of Nigeria, and that will be the beginning of his woes. Reno is close to 50 years of age. What is his antecedent? What has he built? What is his business? Absolutely nothing. All he dwells on is social media engagement money, YouTube money, and political gig. What a shame. What a shame. Thank you for watching. Please ensure you like, subscribe, drop your comment reaction in the comment box. See you in the next video.